Hello there, Aries. Welcome to your July love reading. What I'm going to do is do a quick general spread and then break down each of the week as far as any advice or themes that we need to be concerned about for each week. So here we go. Since there are 5 weeks, sort of incomplete, about 5 weeks in July, I'll put out 5 cards here to represent the 5 weeks. Okay? And I'll also place a tarot card in each one of them so that we can talk about that weekly theme that we need to be concerned about. Okay? All right. Okay, now we'll do the regular spread here. I'm going to move these guys out of the way here so I have more room. All right, Aries, here we go. I'm going to move my phone out of the way too. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, bottom of the deck here, Aries, is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so regarding your love reading for the week of July, or I'm sorry, for the month of July, it looks like everything is moving along exactly the way you want it to. So whatever you are working towards, or if you have a current relationship, everything looks really good, especially with this, you know, with the overall theme of the Wheel of Fortune. Now here we go. We're starting out the month here, currently starting out the month with a sense of loss. Whether it's a financial loss, something material, there is a sense of loss here in your love life. And what's holding that up is the obstacle is the actual relationship, the commitment that you have towards another person, right? Whether this is marriage, this is someone you're currently dating, there is a loss here and there's some grieving and a sense of insecurity between the two of you. The past here, when I see the 8 of Pentacles, I think of work. Right? So in the past, perhaps what's been going on here is there's a whole lot of work. One of you is really just, you know, just kind of has their head buried into their work and maybe not necessarily taking the time to look up and really be part of the relationship. There may be an imbalance there that's going on. And so one of you is feeling a sense of loss and insecurity because perhaps this person is carrying on and spending way too much time at work and kind of neglecting the relationship. Here in the future, what's coming soon after is you're planning a trip, perhaps, and planning also to expand the relationship. If you are looking to elevate the relationship, you know, to the next level, this is something that you both will end up having to discuss, and you'll be kind of headed that way. You're seeing that this is the relationship that I want, and you're planning to move forward with it. What's currently on your mind is, unfortunately, there's a little bit of a competition or a little bit of fighting that's going on here. That whenever I see here the 5 of Wands, this isn't not necessarily something that I like to focus on. It's not a major fight per se. It's more just noise, right? Nothing that is worth really pursuing, nothing that's worth really worrying too much about. This is noise. And you can choose to really participate in this or let it go. And I always recommend to let that kind of noise go. There might be a little bit of conflict going around, you know, in your home or around you, but definitely not anything that you need to really concern about or really invest a whole lot of time in. Now, things that you're not really seeing here is that you're tired. There's a part of you that just wants to quit pursuing something here in the relationship. But with the Wheel of Fortune card here, it tells me that, no, you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't give up because even though you're tired, it's not something that you want to give up. You don't want to give up on this individual. You don't want to give up on your goals, whatever it is that you're mastering, whether it's, you know, improving the quality of your relationship, you know, the work that this person is putting to stabilize the relationship. Don't give up on it. Right? Because you do have the Wheel of Fortune that's telling me that you are moving forward. So if you are planning on elevating this relationship, kind of moving it to a higher level or a higher level of commitment, like an engagement or something like that, or going exclusive, it's coming your way. And that's represented by the 2 of Wands here. Now, the overall attitude that you're coming in with is there's been despair. So perhaps you might have had some words, and that might have been this situation here with the fighting. And, you know, if you were involved, obviously, in a conflict at home or between the 2 of you, you know, you're coming in with a lot of hurt and despair. But know that the 10 of Swords here means that it's over. right? It's over. It's time for you to move on. I like the Wheel of Fortune here because it's giving me the feeling that things are changing and they're working in your favor, but you have to let go. You have to let go of the past hurts. If there were words that were used that were really hurtful and cutting, you got to let that go. Otherwise, the Wheel of Fortune doesn't necessarily work in your favor if you continue to stay in this state of despair right here. Okay, I'm sorry that that's kind of out of focus or out of the screen there. Okay, now here we go. Let's go here. You're choosing to walk away from something, right? And now when I see the 8 of Cups, this requires some introspection. This isn't just kind of a willy-nilly, oh, I want to drop it and I want to walk away. No, this is something, to me, this is someone who has really taken the time to look at everything that's around them and seeing that, like, you know, certain things serve me, certain things don't serve me. And I believe truly that you've had a chance to really get an overall look at the relationship, the condition of the relationship, and you're choosing what it is that you want to let go of, right? And again, and maybe this has to do with your hurt. Or if you're holding a grudge, for example, you're choosing to leave that behind because you know that that's not serving you. You are consumed by a whole lot of worry and anxiety, and it's keeping you up at night. And again, you've got your 9 of Swords, you've got your 10 of Swords. I mean, you're at the end here. You can't cry anymore. You can't hurt anymore. It's over. You have to let go. You have to choose to walk away. Overall outcome here for the month of July, you know, for you, I see here a lot of love, right? The person you are with is going to offer love to the relationship. This is romance. This is everything that you have wanted, right? The romance, the connection, the heartfelt connection that you have with this person. That's what you've been working towards, and that's what's coming your way for the month of July. I do want to clarify this 5 of Wands card up here at the top. The thing that you've been dealing with or have just recently dealt with. What's that about? Yeah, so what's happening here is one of you is really, it's probably you are really worried about stability in the relationship, right? And this might have to do with finance. And because of that stability, here you're focused so much on work that you're not necessarily looking up and giving time into the relationship. And you feel as though if you stop working, then there's a loss. And what's causing that obstruction or obstacle is the fact that your relationship needs love and care. This individual you are with is feeling alone. They are feeling as though you're not giving them the attention that they want, right? And they don't, you know, that's going to get in the way of you moving the relationship up another level, expanding, right? Now, I know that you're tired, right? Because you work a lot and you're working so much. But don't give up. Let's go ahead and clarify that. I want to clarify the 9 of Wands here in your subconscious. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles again. So you have Pentacles here, 1, 2, and 3. And truly, you want stability. You want to offer a long-term commitment to creating stability for your relationship, Aries. And obviously, you're going to have to find a way to communicate this to your partner, because what's happening is they're feeling a sense of loss and insecurity because you are really buried in work and you're really focused on money and stability to the point where they're feeling left out and they're feeling a sense of insecurity. All right, let's see here. Let's clarify the 10 of Swords here. Yeah, again, with the King of Pentacles, you're really worried. You want to have stability. You want to have stability in this relationship, the future. And you're looking at it, you're being told here that you need to find another way of communicating, of thinking outside the box, basically. A new way of seeing things, perhaps seeing it through their eyes and seeing that, you know, maybe you do need to look up once in a while. Maybe you do need to, you know, divert your attention and give a little bit more attention to this relationship, right? Now, let's clarify the 8 of Cups. What are you walking away from? What are you walking away from? All right. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands in this situation. So here's the thing. The Queen of Wands is the doer. She is the one that is involved in everything. She's the one that is, you know, the soccer mom or dad, plus she's at the PTA, plus she does yoga, plus she teaches aerobics, plus she walks dogs and volunteers at the hospital, you know, that kind of person. And I think what you're trying to do here when you're walking away is that you're giving up some of those irons that are in the fire. I think that's what you're doing, Aries. You're realizing that in order for you to meet the needs of this individual here, you know that you're going to have to give something up, right? You know that there's just too much that you're consumed with, that you're starting to really, get exhausted. You don't have enough energy left to give to this relationship because you work too much. You have your attention into too many things, right? So I think you're making that wise decision to give something up in lieu of, giving more attention to the relationship. Clarifying the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you're going to realize, you're going to have some clarity here. And you're going to realize exactly what it is that you need to focus on in this relationship. Any shortcomings, anything that needs to be cut out, right, and left behind. You're going to have some clarity, some answers, and you're going to attack this from a logical standpoint, right? Though you want love, you want to bring love to your spouse or your significant other, you're also going to be very logical about the needs and wants of this individual and what you can contribute to this relationship. I think that you are going to find a way, you're going to have to anyways, find a way to communicate with this individual. Use your intuition and figure out what it is that you need to remove from the relationship that's not really serving it. But you're also going to need to find a way to communicate with this person. Now you have to be careful because the Queen of Swords here is very sharp-tongued. Watch the way you're speaking to this individual because you may hurt their feelings and that would create more of a problem for you. Okay, Aries? So, yeah, you look at the bottom card here. You've got the Lovers. So, clearly there's a connection here between the two of you and you're willing to fight for it. So, let's look at the first week here of July. We've got the Page of Pentacles and the card here, the Animal Spirit card here is the Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around. So the first week of July, yeah, you're bringing something to this individual, maybe, a new opportunity, a new beginning, making a new promise to this individual that you are committed to this relationship and that there is love in your intentions, love in your heart. Now in the second week of July here, the spirit animal is the cat spirit. Claim your independence. I think you're going to be setting some boundaries and you're going to be able to communicate clearly to this person that, look, I'm devoted to my work because I want to provide stability for our relationship, right? I think that's something that here you go again. Claim your independence. So I think that you need to find balance. You've got the Four of Pentacles there. Four of Pentacles is really, look at how tightly he's holding on to those pentacles. I think that you need to release yourself from from such a tight grip on your need to have financial stability. Don't let the money rule you, right? I think you're going to claim that independence and let go a little bit so that you can devote time to this individual here, right? Okay, third week here. You will get the stability there that you need or want. Okay, Aries, now you've got the Starfish Spirit here on the third week. Open to infinite possibility. Yeah, so you're allowing yourself really to plan, to see yourself expand, to expand this relationship so that you can have a stronger commitment and stability in this relationship, which is what this individual wants, is more of a commitment from you. And it looks like that's going to be the overall energy for the third week. Now for the fourth week here, let's take a look. You've got the Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. Yeah, you're going to have to be using your intuition, that inner voice. Don't just go, using harsh words and not thinking things through. Make sure that you're really getting in touch with your higher self when you're approaching things, any situation with your person, because if you're not coming from your highest self, you're going to end up in conflict. Yeah, look at that. Queen of Cups. What was I saying? The Queen of Cups, you need to approach things from your heart, right? The Queen of Cups pours her love into the relationship, pours her love into anything that she is passionate about. And here, let your spirit be your guide. And that tells me that you do have to kind of search within. The Queen of Cups is incredibly intuitive, and you're going to have to let yourself kind of dig deep and reach your higher self in order to really improve and pour love into this relationship, because this person that you're dealing with really feels a sense of loss here. So on the last week here, the overall energy and message, Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Yeah, so you have to trust instead of holding on so tight and only focusing on, monetary gains and work. Know that the universe will provide, right? You're putting the work in. You're a hard worker. You don't quit. Obviously, right there. You're not a quitter, right? But look, the abundance the abundant universe will provide. You are feeling a sense of being trapped. But the message here to you, Aries, is that you have to trust. You have to trust that the universe has your back and will provide that stability. Don't hold on too tight. Don't be a prisoner of your work. Don't be a prisoner of this idea of needing to have financial or material stability. Okay, Aries, so that is the overall message for you for the month of July with regards to your love life, the current relationship that you're in. I hope you got something out of this. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.